Okay, so that's the physiological stuff. Emotionally, symbolically, anytime we look at the bladder, we think urine. We think the urban term for urine, which is, well, okay, fine, I'll just say it. What are you pissed off about? What are you irritated about? Who irritates you? How is it effective to be irritated, right? What does that do for you in your life? And obviously most people will answer, well, it doesn't do anything for me. It does. If you hold something like that, it means it has a purpose, which means you look at it from the reverse of saying, what's the worst thing that would happen if I let go of this irritation? Okay? That's one way to work it in a backwards way. The other parts of the bladder, because it's a storage unit, we do definitely look at being, sorry, my focus, thank you, angry, holding in. Bladder's about resentment, bacteria is about resentment, so that starts wrapping itself in. You know, it's, for women, it can be irritated through sexual activities, so you definitely want to make sure you alleviate yourself after, although it's not necessarily the most convenient time, but you know, it's good to get any bacteria that was shaken up or moved into that area out and washed, especially if you're susceptible to it. Okay? Let's see. So pissed off, irritated, resentful. It's also about, it can also be about control and needing control. Sometimes we learned to control our environment by holding on and holding in things that are in our control. So you can, when you grow up, learn that urinating is something you can control. And if you feel out of control somewhere else or in a lot of places as you grew up, then that's one of the places you might consider as a control mechanism. Also, if you were in an environment where your need to go to the bathroom was inconvenient, then you would have learned or compensated for that reaction by holding your urine a lot, which could cause irritation and discomfort for sure. So those are the kinds of things that can be stuck in the bladder. If you are going to the restroom a lot, more than what you are drinking or eating, you may consider that you may need to do a little bit of a cleanse. One of the things that help, a couple of the herbs that help, nutritional things that help the bladder, or anything that helps the kidney for sure, and anything that may help the liver can also help the bladder. So you're looking at dandelion tea, you're looking at burdock root, you could do olive leaf extract, that's bacterial release, cucumber, watermelon, that's great for diuretics, clean out the system. There is a old folk remedy where you take the silk of corn, you know, it's that stringy stuff, put it in warm, in a pot of water, and preferably, obviously, the water is as clean and pure as natural as it can be. The corn is organic. The silk is organic. So you take that and you boil it slowly for about 20 minutes and then strain it and drink that water. That corn silk tends to be an extremely good herb for natural remedy for kidneys and therefore bladder. Helps with the alkalinity, helps cleanse, that type of thing. Lemon water, also very good. You can, for females, you can make a wash, which you have next to your toilet. It can be colloidal silver, which is also very good internally, in general for antimicrobial, antibiotic. Bottle with colloidal silver. You can also do a little bit of baking soda. You could also do a little bit of lavender. And just pour it down the front of you, and it will sort of rinse out the area where your urine comes out. And then you don't want to rub yourself dry, but just pat yourself. So anytime you have an irritation down in the south area, you definitely want to pat and make sure you're not scraping the paper across your skin. Yeah. And definitely, men or women, make sure that you're staying dry in those areas so that the bacteria doesn't accumulate in there. Okay? Fungus as well. I think that's it. So, I think we went over the belief systems. Oh, the other stuff that comes up with bladder is I don't get what I want. I'll never get what I want. Those are kind of belief systems that could be stuck. I have to be controlling in order to get what I want. That kind of thing. Something to consider. And for children, if you ever were a bedwetter or you have children who are bedwetters, bedwetting is typically processing fear through dreams. And when you have a fear response, one of the first things that happens is you let go of your urine. It's not uncommon. So on some level, somewhere, the sympathetic nervous system, the fight and flight, is really kicking in. So they're either working on some sort of fear, whether that's in the house or out of the house. It can also be about that wanting, I never get what I want thing, regardless of how young they are. And worry, just general worry. So if you were a bedwetter, if you have a child who's a bedwetter, those are other things to consider more than just they're lazy and not waking up. Okay, so it's generally an autonomic response. And sometimes the kids just sleep so hard that they actually sleep through that signal that kicks into the brain. So a little more understanding, a little more preparation. Humiliation is not going to help. And typically that will create more tension and emotional scar tissues in the pelvis. Okay? And unfortunately, I have to bring it up, but obviously any sexual stuff for young children can also be a part of urinary issues. So keep an ear out, keep a check on your kids, and it may go back to your own life if there was something going on that you need to work out. And of course, I'm here to help you if you need it. However, you can also journal about it. Sometimes, again, deep set in areas hold deep stuff. And it's your body's loving you and protecting you, and that's why it does it. And when it's time and when you're ready, it'll come out somehow. And it doesn't have to come out in a horrible way. I promise. Alright, so that's the bladder. It's been a pretty big focus in my life. But I defected. We came here when I was younger. Fear was a very big part of my life. Feeling like not having much control was definitely part of my life, so it makes sense. The bladder is also related in the Chinese medicine system to the lungs. They're co-paired, their relationship. And so sometimes if you have lung problems, you may also have bladder problems. And I have lung problems ever since I was little. So therefore I have had a bladder problem. So, you know, there are pretty simple explanations, but not everybody has the boxes outside the boxes to look into. So I hope that this has helped you. I really do. I really, really do. If you have any areas that you want me to look into and vlog about, please let me know. It is my desire that this is shared and the information is empowering or light bulb opening and turning on for some people. And to let you know that there are other reasons the body does what it does other than it's broken. Okay? So please share. That would be the greatest return for me, is to share and help other people to subscribe to what I'm putting out, because I really want to empower everybody. Okay? Be well. I'll speak to you soon.